What is up, YouTube fam? This is your girl Rashid 174. I am currently in the hospital. I am 31 weeks pregnant. Not having any contractions or anything like that. Water broke, nothing. I had an appointment today for them to check on my sugar levels. Yeah, so I came in here for my regular appointment where um, they read my sugar levels for the past 2 weeks and tell me if they need to up my medicine and stuff like that. And when you first come in, you give your urine sample and they check your blood pressure. And when they checked my blood pressure, it was 144 over 70 something. Hold on one second. Okay, so I just put the monitor on the baby to check the baby's heart rate. But yeah, I came in for my regular schedule appointment, and my blood sugar, not my blood sugar, my blood pressure was 144 over 70 something. And then I told her that that's kind of high. She's like, oh no, that fits like normal what you get. And I'm like, no, it doesn't. You can look at my chart. It says like it's 120 something, over 70. So I'm like, the hell is this lady talking about? So then I was like, listen, I'm gonna go get something to eat because I'm hungry. Usually it takes them a while to call me back in, but I guess because my blood sugar was so high while I was eating breakfast, they called me and it was like, oh, where are you? We need you to come check your sugar again. So I said, oh, I mean your blood pressure again. So I said, okay. So when I went to go and take my blood pressure on my left arm, it was 160. And then they checked it on my right arm and it was 150 something. So it's like, oh, they may admit you upstairs to labor and delivery triage. So I get up there, end up getting to bed, call my boyfriend down, Devin came down, and they were monitoring me. And it's like, when you're pregnant, you're not supposed to sleep on your back or lay on your back because the baby is putting pressure on, vital, arteries. And if the baby's doing that, it's going to help my blood pressure rise. And that's exactly what was happening. So when I would lay on my side, my blood pressure would go down to like 130, 120. And but because I'm laying on my side, you can't hear the baby's heartbeat. So they made me lay on my back. Then they had this lady come in and she's like, oh, based off the blood samples that we took, you have preeclampsia disease. It's called a disease. And she's like, you have that, and um, your liver enzymes are kind of high, so we may have to give you a MAG, which is magnesium sulfate. And usually I know they give that to you when they're trying to induce you and make you give birth. So I'm like, well, I don't want to take that. Like, and then one of the nurses came in and when the doctor left and she was like, I have to retake your blood sample. I'm like, why? She said, because all the blood clotted. So I'm sitting there like, if the blood clotted, then how the hell can you say that? How can you make a diagnosis on clotted blood? The blood's no good. So after she took the sample and she left, and the doctor comes, okay, we're gonna take another sample because the first blood's clotted and blah blah blah. And I'm just looking at her like, fucking stupid bitch. Like, why would you come and give a incorrect diagnosis like that? Like, you want to stress me out. You want to keep my blood pressure high. That's how I looked at it. And then some lady came in and she was trying to give me a bag out of the magnesium sulfate, and the doctor was like, no, we're gonna wait for the results for this and da da da. Long story short, they ended up moving me to a room, out of the triage into a room to monitor my blood pressure and the baby. Based on my blood pressure, it was low enough to where they said they're gonna put me from high risk to low risk. So I had to move upstairs, and that's where I am now. And they're just supposed to monitor me. It's supposed to check my blood pressure every 2 hours. I have to give you a 24-hour urine sample to check for protein in my urine. and then hopefully I will be out of here. But I'm like, it's crazy. Like, I feel like sometimes these doctors, they really be trying to like make you have your baby, because I had a friend, she only was a week ahead of me pregnancy wise, and she went in because her blood pressure was 128 over 70, which is kind of on the normal side. It's just slightly high, and they like made a big fuss about it and stressed her out, made her blood pressure higher and higher and higher, and it was like, oh, we gotta take out the baby, and she ended up getting a C-section and had a baby, you know. And it's like she was only 7 months. That's crazy. Then this guy, he came in when the nurse was talking to me when I was downstairs still in the high risk area. He came in and he's like, oh, I'm gonna need, like, he didn't even introduce himself while the nurse was asking me, questions. He was like, oh, I'm gonna need to take a sample, da da da, saying all this stuff real fast. And I'm like, what? He's like, I need to take a sample because I need to make sure there's no bacteria. So when you give birth, I said, I'm not here to give birth. I'm here to monitor my blood pressure. He's like, oh yeah, I know, but it's just for safety precautions, and it takes 3 days to get the results. And I'm just like, that doesn't make sense. I'm only 31 weeks pregnant. It's gonna take 3 days to get the results, and you want to swab my vagina? I don't trust you. You probably want to swab my vagina with some fucking labor-inducing medication so I can give birth. Fuck out of here. I was like, I don't want to take it. He was like, well, I said, yeah, I'm not taking it. So he was like, ugh, okay. Like, he had an attitude like, first of all, you mad unprofessional. You just bust in the room and started talking. You didn't introduce yourself to me at all. And then you talking about you want to swab my vagina for something. Like, fuck out of here. Like, I'm not dealing with that. So, right now, I'm in this bed, just waiting it out. Um, I still have to take my glyburide. They gave me a 2.5 pill. They cut it in half for my 1.25. So far, my sugar's been good, so, but it's just my blood pressure. Everything is good. I got my water and everything. Just want to update you guys on what's going on. Um, Other than that, I found another venue for the baby shower. It's so beautiful. It's way better than the other one. Half the price. And I just look forward to going to that. Also got tickets for Powerhouse 105 Brand having a concert at the Barclays in Brooklyn. I'm going to that, so I'm just looking forward to these things so that I don't stress myself out about what's going on here. But other than that, I will keep you guys posted. Thank you for watching. If you guys have any comments, questions, anything, please leave them down below. And thank you guys for subscribing. I will get back to you guys later.